Let's talk about The Boys season 5, episodes 1 and 2, which just dropped on Amazon. And I feel like I have a weird relationship with this show. I absolutely love the characters. That first episode of season 1 of The Boys, where we are introduced to Huey, A Train, Homelander, Queen Maeve, among other characters. I just fell in love with that world. It's a world that you see these superheroes that are beloved. They're not who they claim to be. It's almost like celebrities or politicians are the same, which I think is more of what the show makes commentary on. As the seasons went on, and we saw the battle with Carl Urban as Butcher, kind of rallying the boys with Frenchie and Mother's Milk. They're trying to defeat the Soups. The show increasingly became a platform to just rail on the right and conservatives. On occasion, the show would kind of make fun of the left, but not as much. Well, I'll say I've stuck with the show for one reason only. I love the characters. I love these characters. Huey in particular, very relatable. I just love the character. And Homelander is an amazing villain. He's fantastic. Now, changes with the live action show has taken it off the rails from what was to end up being the comic book accurate version of the story. We're way off the rails now. It is driving toward a conclusion. This is now the final season. The band is back together. We meet Huey, Frenchie, and Mother's Milk. They're in a freedom camp where they have, the outfits are actually really cool. They've got these like Star Spangled Banner, like red, white, blue, like pants, a shirt with Homelander's face on it, in this like camp for all the Starlighters, which are basically the resistance or the Antifa of this world. The president is now kind of a puppet for Homelander, who's running things, and the plot of this season is driven around, we've got to kill Homelander. How do we do it? We've developed a serum that can kill Soups. I'm not gonna give away any spoilers for the first 2 episodes, but I'll just say, yeah, it's you have to kind of almost get over the fact that this takes a lot of shots at not just the right, the religious right. In spite of that, I want to see the conclusion. I want to see where the characters go. But this is what having watched the show now through, beginning the 5 seasons, what I've come to realize is the show will make fun of the left. The left has no sense of humor about itself. You can't critique the left, can't take a joke. The right is strong enough to be able to take a joke, I would hope. And this season, it definitely goes hard with like clearly Antifa and ICE analogies. The show is best when it's not doing that. It's kind of a distraction when it focuses on Butcher's mission to take out Homelander to get this serum and kill the Soups. So episode 1 is really getting the boys back together, breaking them out of the camp with the help of Starlight. And then also the second episode deals with testing this serum. We're going to see, because the possibility of this serum, if they use it in a certain way, it might either kill all the Soups, it might also kill all of humanity, may also be affected by this. So it might kill everyone on Earth. That's how powerful this serum is. They need to test it. So they they find this. I'm not sure if I have the character's name right. Rock Hard, who's like in Ohio. They're like this small teen super team. Rock Hard is kind of like the thing, and they see him. He's like a giant thing of granite that's alive, and he looks like a volcano. And they're going to test the serum on him. They have to grab him and bring him to a location where they can safely test the serum. Except he's gotten so large he can't move, like someone bedridden from being, from someone from My 600-Pound Life. So they have to find a way to test the serum and do it safely so they don't unleash the serum on the rest of the world. Of course, who has the serum? Huey. Carrying this vial that if he drops it might kill all of humanity on Earth and the soups. It's great. Like when it focuses on the characters, the show is really good. The social commentary is a distraction because it's so present day. So it's one of those things where if I'm going to enjoy watching it, I have to ignore that. It's almost impossible to ignore. And they've really gone, Homelander is like full Trump at this point. And everything is, this is ICE, this is detention camps. But when it gets into the action scene at the end of episode 2 is great. It's a great sort of mix of action, comedy, ridiculous powers. So, it's a mixed bag. I'm going to see it through to the end. But there are a lot of people that have checked out because of the politics. But here's what I would say to those people. I would say the right can take a joke and the left cannot. And that's why this show is so soft on the left. Think of it as a compliment. We can take, people on the right, conservatives, can take a joke. Others, maybe they can't. And you know what? That might be true in real life. Alan, you've had experiences with your friends. Yeah. Maybe you can speak to that.
Well, I mean, I'll say I did like the first season of The Boys. I think everybody pretty much universally enjoyed it. Yeah, but it just, like at the third season, it was crystal clear to me that Homelander is Trump. I mean, not just implied, he is Trump. That's what this and to your point, I'm just not into shows where I know the creators hate you or hate half of America. And right. It's like, well, why, yeah, sure, he might have something good to say once in a while or make a joke, a self-deprecating joke politically. Yeah. But it was just like so on the nose. And can I mention the amount of penises that are seen in the show?
Yes.
There are way too many penises in the show.
Yeah, I agree.
Penis to boob ratio is off the charts. Look, I don't, if I want to say penis, I grab a magnifying glass and look at my own. It's like, this is just, this show just went out of control for me. And I just can't, I just had to stop. I haven't even seen the last 2 seasons, not even a single episode.
Well, it was season 1 where I fell in love with these characters and the whole premise.
Well, to me, it was the ideas behind it in terms of superheroes. What if superheroes became popular, went to the other extreme, whether it wasn't about truth, justice, the American way, but it was about power and fame. Those are great ideas to explore. And it did it well in that first season. And then it just became politics.
It just annoys me. There's so much from the left that they could have criticized because truthfully, it's sort of flipped. Like the left owns the news, the mainstream media, like kind of everything. Like the resistance really in this country is conservatives and the right, and even mainstream conservatives are pretty much just in bed with the left. When you look at how Congress votes, they almost get nothing done. I mean, that's a whole other conversation. but I wish I could cut out some stuff and just focus on the characters. That's when the show is at its best.
Mhm.
I really love Homelander as a villain. You know, I kind of love him.
Yeah. But when you know he's intentionally manipulated to be Trump, that's where I have the issues.
Well,
they could have kept it a generalized fascist, but instead they went directly with the direct
and
comparisons.
that's what's frustrating. There's so much on the left that you could criticize, so much. But the way I see the soups is they're like politicians and and celebrities. Every politician you see, every celeb you see, they're all scumbags in real life,
Yeah.
sociopaths. Look at our own governor, Gavin Newsom.
Yeah.
That
But
guy.
and the fact that this show would treat him as the real superhero. You know, if you're going to design a real good character, you would design they would have designed it after Gavin Newsom.
Well, no, but look, I love it for the characters, hate it for the politics. I understand people that have checked out. I will see it through to the end because I just want to. I just want to see
You
the
need closure.
And I will say this on a final thing: this does feel like an ending. Like major characters are reaching an end to their story. Let's say it in a very vague way. And there you are. Now, can I recommend it? Only for people like me that fell in love with the characters. If you're checked out, I understand. Okay, if you're checked out, I get it. It's all good. I when the show is focused on the characters, that's when it's at its best. When it focuses on social commentary, you're losing audience.